Hello everyone and welcome back to my The General Hospital 24 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Kristina Corinthos Davis cut Rick Lansing's thickets. Sonny Corinthos hovered the Hitman and Drew Quartermain made an amazing offer. For starters, Sasha Gilmore Corbin met with Maxie Jones and worked to move her that she overreacted about Jen Sidwell's involvement at Deception. Maxie was prompted to do what was stylish for the company. At GH, Tracy Quartermain spoke to Elizabeth Baldwin about Drew's outrageous jest. And the fact that he was part of the Quartermain clan presently. Outside the Quartermain vault, Ezra Boyle gestured a court order around and made it clear to Emma Drake, Giovanni Gio Palmieri and Trina Robinson that the obliteration couldn't be stopped. Ezra had a sheriff and a construction chief backing him up as he prepared to have the vault bulldozed. Still, enterprises were raised about the laws Ezra bypassed to make this be so snappily, and Monica Quartermain demanded to be served as the legal proprietor of the property. Trina made a phone recording while Emma rushed off to snare a chain with a cinch-out screen. It wasn't long until Emma returned and chained herself to the vault, so a pleased Tracy ultimately joined her using the chain on her bag. Although Tracy hovered to go after the sheriff's emblem if he arrested Emma, Anna eventually arrived and ordered bolt knives since they had to go by the law. In Drew's office, he shocked Kai Taylor with word on a specialist and slice-edge procedure that could potentially restore his capability to play football. Drew offered to pay for it and tried to help Kai see that he wasn't the bad Joe Curtis Ashford made him out to be. Kai demanded some time to pound over Drew's offer, but Drew suggested he shouldn't stay too long. It was stylish for the surgery to be as soon after the original injury as possible. At Ava Jerome's apartment, Rick hid around the corner during Kristina's angry visit. Ava teased Kristina over Sonny's condition and how she'd use it to her advantage regarding Avery Corinthos. Although it was too late for Morgan Corinthos and her baby girl, Kristina refused to let Ava take her father, too. After Kristina made a vaticination about stopping Ava, she headed to the parking garage and prepared to cut the thickets on the vehicle situated in the spot labeled Jerome. What Kristina didn't realize is that it was Rick's auto, not Ava's. Meanwhile, Elizabeth called Rick with the information he requested regarding Portia Robinson. Once Liz learned Rick was at Ava's apartment, she took a rideshare there and handed over the word. Rick eventually offered to give Elizabeth a lift next, so they ended up in his auto together after Kristina tampered with it. At Charlie's Cantina, Lulu Spencer got updates on Lucky Spencer's plan to take Elizabeth Baldwin on a weekend flight in Manhattan. Although Lulu bothered Lucky could blemish their Manhattan nostalgia if effects went awry, he was concentrated on making new recollections and potentially erecting a future with Liz. Kristina showed up latterly looking rattled and suggested to Lucky about a mistake she'd made after fighting with Ava. Once Kristina left in a hurry to make effects right, Lucky took off after her. In her auto, Kristina tried to call Ava, who declined the call while sitting in her apartment. As for Rick, he rode with Elizabeth before realizing the thickets weren't working on his vehicle. Rick inadvertently sped up rather of decelerating down, so he lost control as a crash happened. Once Sonny and Jason Morgan took a flight to Toronto, Soliski returned to his apartment and set up Sonny there with his gun refocused at him. Jason ultimately popped up and stopped Soliski from running out the door, so Sonny demanded the name of the person who hired the mega hit. Soliski tried to act like everything was kept anonymous, but Sonny wasn't buying it. After further pressure, Soliski admitted he'd be taken out if he gave up the person who ordered the mega hit. Nonetheless, Sonny was willing to shoot Soliski if he didn't blab, so the hitman was in a tight spot. General Hospital spoilers say Jason and Sonny will keep doing everything in their power to score answers, so don't miss all stunning news to come. They're intruded when Liz calls Rick. The nanny has the information he wants to help Portia. When she hears Ava in the background, she offers to drop the papers off at Ava's place. Once off the phone, Ava asks what that was about. Rick explains Liz is helping him with Portia's defense. Ava accuses Liz of using him. She cares about GH more than Portia, and he has betrayed attorney-customer honor by bringing Liz in. He's given her information that Liz could use against him. Rick says Liz would no way hurt him, and she only wants to help Portia. Meanwhile, Kristina goes to the parking garage, finds Ava's parking space, and also locates some bold knives on a tool rack. She has no idea it's Rick's auto in Ava's space. Back at Ava's apartment, Liz arrives at the door with the papers for Rick. She doesn't want to intrude whatever is going on then and leaves. Rick rushes after her to explain, and Ava yells at him to take his time coming back. Kristina heads to Charlie's, and Lucky asks where she's been as it's nearly time to open. Kristina explains she had a huge fight with Ava, lost it, and made a mistake. Still, she's going to fix it and rushes out. Lucky chases after her, wondering what she's done. Kristina pets off in her auto and tries to call Ava. Ava, at home, sips a martini and ignores her call. Meanwhile, Rick gives Liz a lift home as Aiden has her auto, and he wasn't going to let her call a lift share given her help. Liz asks if she can do anything differently to help Portia. Rick asks if she really wants to help Portia, or is she just trying to get information out of him. Liz can't believe what he's criminating her of, and also tells him to decelerate down. Rick says he can't, and Commodity is wrong with his thickets. The auto veers off the road. Sonny and Jason are flying to Toronto to find the hitman who planted the lemon. Sonny intends to get the name of the man who hired him and make him pay for Michael's pain. Jason asks what he'll do when he finds Selinsky. Actually, Sonny doesn't know. In Toronto, Selinsky comes home to his apartment and finds Sonny sitting in a president, aiming a gun at him. Sonny orders him to slide his gun over, which he does. He knows he's the man who bombed his home and injured his son. He'll allow him to live if he tells him who hired him. The hitman tells Sonny he can't help him, as he no way knows the customer, and he's paid by cryptocurrency. Sonny says nothing would take a job without knowing the details. The hitman tries to run, but Jason is at the door. Sonny again demands to know who hired him. Selinsky says he'll be taken out if he gives them a name. Sonny says he'll at least have a chance to vanish, but if he doesn't tell him, also he'll shoot him. On the coming General Hospital, Lucky arrives at the scene of an accident and Bobby says they're doing everything they can to help her. Willow Corinthos may say 4 surprising words when Nina Reeves confesses her Drew Quartermain fling. Willow may not have the response Nina anticipated, at least not at first. GH suckers know Ned Quartermain lately considered the idea of using Drew's history alliances with Nina as influence. Still, Tracy Quartermain suggested Drew was far too stubborn to let himself get blackmailed. Rather, Tracy wanted to save that information and hold it over Nina nearly down the line. There'll surely come a point when Tracy and Ned will need some power over Nina, so it makes sense to sit on this secret and use it at the perfect moment. That said, there's no guarantee Nina will surrender to Ned and Tracy's demands when the time comes. Tracy and Ned may push for commodity outrageous, so Nina might find herself fed up and ready to come clean. It's possible Nina will conclude to confess to Willow, especially if she makes a vaticination about this word eventually turning her son against Drew.